There is something quietly extraordinary about the moment a dachshund decides you are theirs. Not just their owner, not just the person who fills the bowl, theirs, their person, their parent. And the fascinating thing is, they don't announce it with a grand gesture. They don't throw a parade or hand you a certificate. They show it in a series of small, deliberate, deeply specific behaviors that most people either miss entirely or wildly misinterpret. Because dachshunds are not golden retrievers. They are not broadcasting their feelings from across the room. They are precise, ancient little creatures who were bred to hunt badgers underground, alone, with nothing but their own nerve and instincts. That history matters. It shaped a dog who is fiercely loyal, startlingly intelligent, and absolutely selective about who they let into their inner world. So if your dachshund has decided you're their parent, they're telling you. You just need to know what to look for. Number 1. They follow you from room to room. This one might seem simple, but with a dachshund, nothing is simple. These are not dogs who attach to everyone. They were bred to work independently, to make decisions, to act without instruction. So when a dachshund trails you from the kitchen to the bathroom and then plants themselves outside the door like a tiny, elongated security detail, that is a choice, a deliberate, considered choice. Animal behaviorists have long noted that dachshunds tend to bond most intensely with one person in the household, often following that person specifically, while largely ignoring others. It's not separation anxiety in the clinical sense, it's preferential proximity. It means you are their safe base, their North Star. The room you're in is simply the only room worth being in. Number 2. They sleep touching you. Dachshunds are burrowers by nature. They were built to disappear into the earth, into tunnels, into tight, dark spaces where they felt enclosed and protected. So when your dachshund rudges themselves against the back of your knees at night or tunnels under the blanket to press their warm little body against your legs, they are not just seeking heat, they are seeking you specifically. Researchers who study canine sleep behavior have found that dogs who sleep in contact with their chosen human show lower cortisol levels, the hormone associated with stress. Your dachshund sleeping on you isn't a habit, it's a statement. The statement is, you are my safe place, and I want to be inside your orbit even when I'm unconscious. If that doesn't make you feel like someone's parent, I'm not sure what will. Number 3. They bring you things. Now this is where dachshund parental behavior gets wonderfully weird. They're not retrievers. They weren't bred to fetch. So when a dachshund picks up a sock or a toy, or in one very memorable case I read about online, a single raw potato they found somewhere, and brings it to you with the kind of self-importance that suggests a gift of the highest order, pay attention. This is a bonding gesture. It's rooted in the same instinct that once made them drag prey back to their handler. They are sharing the spoils with their person. One dachshund owner described it this way: "My dog brings me his favorite chew every single morning. He doesn't give it to me, he just lays it at my feet and stares, like he's checking that I've acknowledged the offering." That dog isn't being odd, he's being reverent. In dachshund language, offering you something precious is an act of love. Number 4. They alert you before they alert anyone else. Dachshunds were bred to signal. The bay, that distinctive bark they're famous for, was specifically designed to communicate with hunters far above ground while they were tunneling below. It was a lifeline. It was language. So notice who your dachshund looks at first when something happens. A knock at the door, a strange sound outside, a visitor approaching the gate. If their eyes find yours before they do anything else, that's not coincidence, that's hierarchy. You are the person they report to. They are checking in with their parent before deciding how to react. Canine specialist and animal cognition researcher Dr. Alexandra Horowitz has written extensively about the way dogs use human gaze as a social reference point. For dachshunds especially, whose alertness is wired deep into their DNA, choosing to anchor that alertness to you is significant. You are their command center. Number 5. They get between you and strangers. There is a particular dachshund behavior that owners sometimes find embarrassing and guests sometimes find alarming, which is the small, determined way a dachshund will position their body between you and an unfamiliar person. They'll plant themselves, chest forward, eyes locked, not always growling, sometimes completely silent, but unambiguously present. People often try to correct this, calling it territorial or aggressive, but dachshund specialists will tell you it runs deeper than that. This is a dog who has appointed themselves your protector. Their whole physical self is saying, "This is my person, and I am the first thing you'll have to get past." It's protective instinct, yes, but it's also profound attachment. They are not guarding their territory, they are guarding you. Number 6, they mirror your moods. This is the sign that tends to hit people the hardest when they finally notice it, because it suggests something almost uncomfortably deep. Dachshunds are extraordinarily emotionally attuned to their chosen person. When you're anxious, they become restless. When you cry, they climb onto you. When you laugh, there is a very specific loosening in their body. The ears soften, the tail goes, the whole little frame untightens. A 2019 study published in the journal Learning and Behavior confirmed that dogs can not only recognize human emotional states, but actively adjust their behavior in response. Dachshunds, given their intensity of bonding, tend to do this in ways that are almost uncanny. One owner wrote that her dachshund would always find her during a panic attack, before she'd said or done anything to signal distress. He just knew. That kind of attunement isn't training. It's love that's been paying very close attention. Number 8, they let you touch your paws and your belly. Here is a piece of dachshund knowledge that many people miss. These dogs are, by default, surprisingly selective about physical contact. Unlike breeds who will throw themselves at anyone for a scratch, dachshunds tend to be deliberate about who they allow into their personal space. And the belly and the paws, those are the most vulnerable places on any dog. The belly is exposure. The paws are their tools, their instruments, the things that keep them mobile and capable. A dachshund who lets you handle your paws without flinching, who rolls over and shows you their bellies in genuine invitation rather than conflict avoidance, has decided something important about you. They have decided you are safe in the most complete sense. You are not just trusted. You are the person you trust most in the world. That is a parental distinction. Number 8, they check on you. This is the quietest sign on the list and maybe the most powerful. Throughout the day, your dachshund finds you, not because they need something, not because it's feeding time or walk time, just to look. They'll appear in the doorway of whatever room you're in, make brief but meaningful eye contact, and then trot away again satisfied. Or they'll jump up next to you, give you exactly one sniff, and then go back to whatever they were doing. Animal cognition researchers describe this as a social check-in behavior, and it's been documented in dogs who have formed their strongest attachment bond. They are making sure you still exist, making sure you're still there, making sure your world is intact. For a dachshund, the world and their person are essentially the same thing, and that little lap around the house to find you, that small daily reassurance, is them being a very attentive, very devoted, very small parent's child in return. Once you start seeing these signs for what they are, the relationship shifts a little. It stops being about ownership and becomes something else entirely, something mutual. Your dachshund has not just accepted you into their life, they've built their life around you. And most people don't realize just how much of that bond is happening through a language we never taught them. Speaking of unspoken languages, did you know there are specific rules your dachshunds expect you to follow as their owner? Things owners accidentally shut down every single day, making their dogs feel genuinely misunderstood. Watch the video on screen to find out, and remember to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one!